This video, we're going to be talking about your peer group. So I just jumped off the phone with a person that is a dear friend, and she's also part of my mastermind. And I think it's such a perfect conversation to have had before this video because it speaks to the strength of your peer group. There's a quote by one of my favorite teachers. I'll probably be talking about Tony Robbins a lot. I love everything he's done, been through all his events, totally changed my life. And he says, your life and what you're seeing in your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. Let me say that again. Your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. So who is a peer? What's a peer group? How do we know if our peer group is helping us have a higher standard of living, one that we would be excited about? All of these questions we will get answers to in the video that's coming up. So keep watching. I'll catch you on the other side. Ask for advice. Get money twice. But I call this life. Hello, people. All right, get your dancing on. We're changing our lives. We are on my channel. So I am bringing you some tips and information to make sure that you are living your life with your soul on fire. And so today we're going to be talking about your peer group. And as I mentioned in the intro, I just got off of a call with an incredible friend, right? She is definitely part of my peer group. I've been very purposeful about the peer group that I've created, and she's just killing it. Right now she's in Vegas. She's there for 2-month epic training so she can be better in her life and in the work that she does. She is working on having 5- and 6-figure months, and that is somebody who I have in my life who allows me to be yes, I need to raise my standards. You are showing up to life in such a way that I go, yes, she is someone that inspires me. She is someone that I'm that's amazing how she's stepping up. She's going big, not taking no for an answer, not settling, not lowering her standards. And what does it do for me? I'm just yes, let's go. Let's work even harder. Let's show up fully engaged to every single day. And that's exactly what you want from your peer group. Okay, so peer groups. What is a peer group? Who is a peer? A peer is anyone who you would, it's someone who you care about. It's someone whose opinion about you regard. It's someone whose opinion you care about, and you might be oh no, I would never change who I am for this person. For the people who are our peers, we seek love and connection from them so much that we are willing to change aspects of who we are, how we're showing up in the world, so we will not lose love and connection from them. I'll talk a little bit more about that. So that is a peer. And your peer group are all the people who exert that sort of power, and that's an immense power. And at least we need to be aware of who is in our life that exerts that level of power in our life. So that's your peer group. Now, how are peer groups, how do people come to be in our lives usually? Well, the science speaks about most people that we have in our lives being a matter of quite literal proximity. You were in class together and this person sat next to you, and now you're friends. And that was, back in high school, and you continue to be friends, and there's nothing wrong with your high school friend other than the question of, is this a friend? Is this a peer? Is this someone who is living life at this whole different level, who is raising the standards for themselves? And when you are around them, you think holy moly, I need to step up my game. And that is something that we're going to do whether we want to or not want to. That's just going to be a reaction that we have with our peer group. Now, the opposite happens when our peer group has lower standards than the standards that we have for ourselves. What happens is we will, one, lower our standards to make them feel more comfortable. Two, we will be so powerful and so intentional and like such a leader that we get them to bring up their standards. That's a little bit more of an uphill battle. It's a little bit harder. Or we decide to be intentional about the environment that we're creating around us, and we go find a new peer group. One that is actually playing at the level that we want to be playing life at, and that will not only support us, but will also challenge us. And that's really important. So let me talk about a couple of things. First thing that I want to talk about is love and connection. Love and connection is something that we are just wired to care about. It's a human need that we have, and we are going to work really, really, really hard to keep love and affection, love and connection from the people that are closest to us. There's a quote from Rohn that says, "You are the average of the 5 people you most spend time with." And so, especially for those 5 people, we are really going to seek, even if it's not like love, it could be just be, I need you to respect me, I need you to care about me I need you to like me. And so our peers so often are people that just happen to be in our lives. And sometimes we're not as intentional as we would like or can be about the sort of people that we're inviting into our space and into our environment. Who are some of those peers that could be the case for? Well, there's family. I'll talk more about family. There's family. There's co-workers. There's your friends who are in your life and you love dearly. There's your partner. There's just basically anyone that you're spending a lot of time with. I do want to make a point. There's the people that we are in proximity with. And then I want you to also think of your day being sort of like a pie. And I want you to think of, in terms of the ideas and the information that I'm being influenced by, if I broke that down, what does that look like? Is it, I'm reading for 5 hours. I think Warren Buffett reads for about 4 hours. And so he is being influenced by that sort of content and information and ideas that he's being surrounded by. And that has played off quite handsomely for him. You can think of the people that you're spending time with. So again, co-workers, family, your friends, and what chunk of your space and time in terms of what influences you. And there could be other things like, are you listening to audiobooks? Are you listening to videos? Are you watching TV for 5 hours? And what sort of impact is that having on you? Right now we're just focused on your peer group, but I do want you to also think about that, because that's definitely a huge part of what creates your environment. So you want your life to improve, you are ready to take things to a whole different level, then we have some work to do. First of all, find yourself, be intentional about creating a peer group that's going to hold you to a whole higher standard. Not only are they going to support you, they're going to challenge you. And these are 2 very different things. Yes, you want support, but you also want challenge. If you think of Olympic athletic teams, you think that they only support each other, that they're only like, oh, good job, or like, oh, that's okay. No. When you're part of a team that is executing at a whole different level, you are going to receive love and support from the team. But if you are not executing, if you're not showing up, if you're not bringing your A game, coach is going to talk to you. They're going to support you. They're going to provide you with coaching. But there's going to be a conversation there. Your team is going to support you. But at some point, if you're not stepping up, you will be kicked out of the team. And so I've created teams in my life. I have a mastermind that I'm part of. I have an accountability group that I created where the standards are really, really high. And to be part of any of these groups that I've created, you have to step up. And if you're not stepping up, you will be kicked out. I see all of these groups that I've created as being elite, like Olympic level for your life kinds of groups where you are expected to show up for yourself. You're not showing up for somebody else, you're showing up for yourself. And so if you're ready to live your life at that level, find a peer group that will not only support you, but also challenge you. So where can you find these peer groups? There are multiple ways, multiple places you can go. So number one, you can try to find a mastermind. So you can just go online. There are plenty of masterminds. What's a mastermind? A mastermind is a coming together of people who have a similar goal or purpose, could be an intention, and they work to support each other in making sure that you make it to that place. And so I created a mastermind after going to an event where, before my whole life I was just like, I'm different. I'm not like most people. I'm like always achieving. Most people would be like, Luz, you need to slow down. You need to relax a little bit. And I was like, what, relax? No, I have one life to live, people. I have so much to do. I have so much energy. There's so much impact that I want to create in the world. There's like, just relax. And so I went into a space where I met other people who were executing at the level and beyond the level that I was executing at. And I was like, oh, I found them. And then the person that was leading this coaching said, you need to step up. You need to raise your standards. And I was like, hallelujah. That's the first time in like years that anyone's told me to step up. So that was a godsend. That was super exciting. And so then I discovered that there were people around me that were living life at this whole different level and that had these high expectations, right? Like Olympic level life. And then I said, I have to be purposeful and I'm gonna create this kind of team for myself. And so I went to another event, and this time I went to create a mastermind. And so I set really high standards. I had a contract that needed to be signed to be part of the mastermind. People were kicked out of the team, and we've been working and helping each other and holding ourselves to a higher bar for about 2 years now, and it's completely changed my life, right? I also have a daily accountability group that I have on Facebook for people who want to work out and not slack, right? And if you slack, if you're not working out 5 times a week, I will cut you from the team and you're out of the team. Because I just think that one of the most beautiful things that we can do for each other is hold each other to a higher standard. It says, I believe in you, I believe in your potential, I know that you can do it. And to actually have people in your life who hold you accountable to that standard of living is pretty special. I have had coaches as well who, when I wasn't executing, they'd be like, oh, it's okay. And guys, I did gymnastics for 16 years. I know how to achieve at the highest levels my entire life, like going to the best schools, like doing the hardest things, running 50 miles. That's what I know how to do. And I get super excited when I have a coach, and I've gotten coaching. I am never not getting coaching. So I'll talk about coaching. That's another way that you can raise your peer group and raise your gang. But I've always had coaching, and training never stops for me, right? Because I just want to be living life at this whole different level. And so there's the coaching, the mastermind, the workout group, and always at a high standard. If we're not playing at a high standard, if we're not showing up, if we're not executing, that's not the group for me. Maybe, hopefully, that's not the group for you. So find a mastermind, get yourself a coach. Get yourself a coach. Doesn't have to be me. I only work with people that are ready to step up. There's a whole application process, not surprising. I will work with people that are just like ready to execute, who are ready to show up for their life and their dreams. And you want to find a coach that works for you, but a coach is going to help you, provide you with tools and hold you accountable to your dreams and goals. So coaching is super powerful. Again, I have invested like tens of thousands of dollars. I will invest millions of dollars in coaching for myself. Coaching is one of the most powerful and direct and best ways for you to move yourself from where you are to where you want to be and make sure that you're showing up for yourself. So coaching is a different way. So masterminding, coaching, create accountability systems for yourself. I've talked about this before. So when I wake up in the morning, I wake up to texting accountability for gratitude, for health, and for my goals. And then at the end of the night, I check in with my team to let them know how I did on my goals. And having that sort of accountability, even though it's just a text, it holds me accountable to doing what I said that I was going to be doing. It holds me accountable to providing more gratitude in my life. It holds me accountable. I have a workout accountability group. It holds me accountable to working out 5 times a week. And getting results from that, right? Like I lost like 20 pounds. I rocked my bikini this weekend. I was like, yes, feeling good. That only happened because I raised my standard of what it meant to be healthy, what it meant to be thriving and vital in my body. I have my friend who is, again, working on having these like 5-6 figure months. And I'm like, yes, that sounds amazing. Let's do that. So raising my standard, and I've created an environment where the only people that I've allowed in my life, including, especially when it comes to dating, but like they also fall under this sort of way that I allow people into my space, is yes, like the way that you're executing, the way that you're showing up in your life, the passion that you're bringing, all of this is exciting and allows me to also step up my game. I will provide leadership in so many respects, and I want to be around people who just are executing at a whole different level from me. And that for me, again, has shown up through masterminding. It's shown up through getting coaching for myself. It's through these texting accountability groups that I've created and you can create for yourself. And then finally, one thing that you can do is just find groups on Facebook. I am a big proponent of Facebook. You should follow me on Facebook. Big proponent on Facebook. There are Facebook groups for basically everything under the sun. So if you care about, if you're a mom who's busy, who wants to work out more, there's probably a group for that. If you are a baker who wants to be $1 million baker, there's probably a group for that. There's probably also a coach for that. Find the thing, well, it all starts with clarity, right? Like have clarity around where you want to be in your life. And that doesn't, I don't only mean in terms of your career, I mean in terms of the sort of relationship that you want to have, the sort of health and vitality that you want to have. Yes, the financial, the abundance that you see for yourself, the gratitude you bring into your life, the joy, the funniness, right? I want to get coaching. I want to be one of the funniest CEOs ever. So I'm going to get coaching there. I've read books on that stuff. So coaching comes from all kinds of places. It comes from your peer groups that you're bringing purposefully into your life, and it also comes from when you're getting information. The last place to make sure that you're up-leveling the environment that's around you is be purposeful around the sources of information that are coming into your life. So make sure that you, rather than sit in front of TV for 5 hours or 4 hours, that you are listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. So there's so many audiobooks, oh my God, there's such good stuff out there. There's amazing podcasts, there's videos on YouTube of everything under the sun. Every time that you're engaging with information, there's another quote that I love that says, stand guard at the door of your mind. It's so powerful what we let in, and I don't think we're aware that when we are letting people into our space, into our physical space, into our mind space, into our heart space, they are influencing who we are becoming as people. In Spanish, there's a saying that says, dime quién eres, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. That says, tell me who you're hanging out with and I'll tell you who you are. So the people that we're allowing to our spaces, the ideas, the time that we're spending in terms of, how we're showing up in life and interacting with who and what in life is influencing us back. So be purposeful about that. We talked about your peer group. I gave you guys some ideas to make sure that you're up-leveling your environment and your peer group. And let me know what you're doing to up-level your life. Let me know what you're doing to up-level your peer group. What sort of questions did this raise for you? What sort of action are you taking? Remember, after watching my videos, I want you to take action after each of them. And make sure to subscribe, follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Make sure to join my Facebook group. It's my exclusive community. And if you're looking for a badass coach, I have some limited spots. Of course, you can imagine, I do have an entire application process where I work with some amazing people who are super excited to up-level their life. If that sounds like it might be you, go to my website, lucygonzalez.com, and I will catch you next week.